Well, I'm sure you guys don't want to talk about it quite yet, but yes, winter will be here soon enough.
And sooner or later, you're going to need to get your home ready for it. Pat Sullivan from Sullivan Hardware and Garden shows us just how to do that.
Well, I know we've had an unusually warm fall, but eventually winter's coming, and there's a few things that'd be a great idea. What a beautiful weekend. I know you'll be out, we have leaves to pick up, but starting to look around your house and some of the things you can do. Number one is gutters. Look at the amount of leaves in that gutter up there. So maybe not ready to do it now, but 2 or 3 times you may have to clean them. Now there's plenty of things you got to be safe. Don't get up on a ladder if you're not comfortable with that. There's plenty of companies that will come out and put gutter covers on for you. A little pricey, but they're very effective. But that is a key to keeping the water away from the envelope of your building. Now, walking around the house and getting your house ready, there is the outside spigots. First of all, very simple, remove the hose. If you leave the hose attached in freezing weather, you can actually cause the spigot to actually crack, freeze, and break. Now, there is some, like this is an old school one, so the water is right up to the edge of the limestone here. This is a frost proof with a lot of the newer homes, and when they get replaced have these, so the water gets pushed way back, shut off way back, so hopefully it won't freeze. If you have one of these old school, you need this. You put this on, it's very simple. You hook it around, ow, and then you just pull this in, and now you weatherproof it for the winter. So if you had, now you say, well, how do I know? It's usually by the handle. I can tell you, but I can't come to everyone's house. So if you're unsure, go ahead and put it on there. It's just a couple bucks. Keeping the water away from the envelope of your building. You can see this particular house has an extension for their downspout. Now, it would actually be better if it was actually on the downspout. Instead of, you see what is happening here, you got water, you have erosion, now you have a negative grade, the water is going back towards the foundation. So getting that on and maybe putting a little screw in there be a good idea. Weatherproofing, anytime you have an energy audit to your house, number one thing on the list, caulking, because it is the best bang for your buck. Doing a little caulking on any of the cracks in here, up along the side of the frames. You want to use an acrylic latex caulk with some silicone in it. Don't use 100% silicone because it's hard to spread and it'll be a gooey mess. So always make sure you get something, a latex with silicone, because you can wet your finger, smooth it out, you'll get something nice. So on the inside, there's always window insulation kits that you put up with a hair dryer. Those work really well. Check the doors. Door sweeps are a great idea. Really will pay for themselves. You can get these things for dirt cheap. Everybody always wants the outside condensing unit here, the compressor. Everybody always wants to cover this. So you can go and buy covers for it. But don't, because they shouldn't be covered. When you cover them, unless your HVAC contractor says cover it, don't cover them, because when you cover them, you trap the moisture inside here. These are meant to be outside. The cold winter air will dry them off. Foam, spray foam for big around penetrations that go through your house. You might have a big gap. Great place for rodents to get in, certainly air. So use foam. If you do, make sure you use gloves because the foam doesn't come off your hands. The vents, if you've opened the vents in your crawl space, I recommend leaving them closed year round, but if you've got them open, close them now for winter. And you know what? A cover for the wells is not a bad idea. So just a short list, rake leaves, do all that, then you can watch the game.
There's not enough time to get all that before the
work.
game. There's a lot of stuff to consider, but some great tips really to get everything ready for wintertime.
And the weather today will be good for doing things like that.
Absolutely.